The history of Forever Living Products has many chapters. In just a few decades, it has grown from a handful of dedicated people to a global multi-billion-dollar company. This is the story of its beginnings, of its founder, Rex Mann, of its first international steps, and of its future. In 1978, Rex Mann was already a successful business executive, but he saw an opportunity and started to think seriously about putting together a business of his own.
One of the earliest memories I have about the beginnings of Forever is sitting around the dinner table and talking about what the name was going to be for the company. And that was a lot of fun. I remember those family discussions, and in fact, the first name was Better Living Products.
I've known Rex longer than I've known Forever Living. In fact, I've known Rex before Forever Living was even set up. At that point in time, the company was called Better Living Products. And I helped him type out the marketing program and the policies, and it was kind of fun seeing the stuff go happening.
We started, there were only 4 employees, and you did everything because there wasn't a huge numbers of people to do things. We didn't own a computer at the time, and it was a mom-and-pop operation.
So I helped hire the first part-time person who could ship the products, because all we had was just shipping products over some of the interests in the United States. And I planned the first managers meeting that we had down the street from where we were in Tempe. And as business started to grow a little bit, he decided that it was time for him to move over and spend his life with Forever Living Products. And he asked me if I wanted to move over and work with him. And I did not have to think twice.
When we'd go on our family vacations, there were many times that we'd be sitting in the car and he'd be at a payphone, because we didn't have cell phones back then, right? And so he'd be on a payphone for hours, and we'd be sitting in the car going, "Come on, Dad, let's go."
From its humble beginnings, Forever Living Products began to grow very quickly. But it faced a number of significant challenges in its early years.
There were moments when you wondered, what was going to happen. In network marketing, among the things that can happen in the beginning that become challenges is how fast you grow. And Forever Living started a role of growing, and it just mushroomed all over the United States. We were opening one state after another.
We were always out of money. And it's interesting, as a company grows, the faster it grows, the more difficult it is to have cash, because you're having to take all the cash that you collect from sales and reinvest it in product that you can then in turn sell to the next group of buyers. And so if you expand extremely fast, that means that your cash needs to purchase the product also expands. And so you are expanding faster than your cash supply can keep up with.
We had to borrow some money to buy product and to expand. And I all of a sudden started looking at how much aloe vera was being grown in all of America. And I thought, why should I be buying from a bottler who was buying from a plantation and having all these middlemen, and every one of those middlemen, after they sold a little bit, they wanted to raise the price. If they raised the price, I was going to have to raise the price of the product, and I didn't like raising the price of the product. I thought it was nice to be able to sell the product for the same price. So I started buying plantations and down in South Texas, where the aloe vera was growing.
And it was about 81, 82, we had in South Texas a tremendous freeze.
And when you freeze aloe vera, it bursts the skin on the outside, and it lets all the gel run out on the ground. And in about 3 days, it becomes just a wet spot.
Here we were. Our company was growing like crazy, and we just lost all of our supply of aloe vera.
And it takes about 2 to 3 years for a plant, once planted, to develop to the size where you can harvest it. So a freeze takes your supply out of commission for 2 to 3 years.
Rex jumped on a plane and headed for Dominican Republic. He had heard that there was aloe being grown there. He went there. I don't remember whether it was a week or so that he was there, but when he came back, we owned a new plantation down in the Dominican Republic. I realized that we could be in trouble, if we didn't get more aloe, and so I started buying the plantations that didn't freeze. I started buying them, and I ended up buying the largest plantation. What Rex did was just typically Rex. I mean, he didn't wring his hands and what are we going to do, whatever. He just went to work and took care of the problem. And that's the way it's been throughout the history of Forever Living. We just know that there's a captain at the helm of the ship that knows what he's doing, and he's going to get you there.
One of the things that the company started from the very beginning is to be vertically integrated. By that I mean he owns the fields that grows the aloe, he owns the manufacturing plant that processes the aloe, and then he owns the sales organization that sells the aloe. So he can control the quality and the cost of the product that he sells. And as a result, he can sell with confidence because he knows every step of the way what has gone into that product.
Forever Living Products had survived and flourished in its early years under the leadership and founder, Rex Mon. But who is Rex? Where did he come from? And what were some of the early experiences of his life that shaped him to become such a strong business leader?
Rex and I grew up together in southeastern Idaho in a little town called Soda Springs.
I grew up on a farm, a ranch in Idaho. Every summer day we worked in the fields. We raised grain. We had cattle and sheep and our own pigs. And as soon as I could walk, I rode a horse.
It was a lot of fun. We were both energetic, goal-oriented, and we very much liked fishing and hunting. We spent a lot of time doing that.
So we had a great family and a great life, and we ate good, we worked hard, and we tried to be self-sufficient.
From childhood, Rex learned the lessons of hard work, education, and faith. This led him to pursue a college education and also serve his church as a missionary in the South Pacific.
I went to Utah State first to school because it was the closest college to my hometown, and I went there for a year. Then I went for 2.5 years to the Samoan Islands as a missionary for my church.
When I first met Rex, it was years and years ago, actually. We were both about 20 years old, and it was in the Samoan Islands in the South Pacific. I'd been there for a short while, and then Rex came down.
And I come home after 2.5 years in the Samoan Islands. I came back, went to Brigham Young University, and I met my wife there, Ruth, and we moved to Tempe, Arizona, to Arizona State University, and I enrolled and finished my last 2 years there.
When Rex graduated from college, he entered the workforce as an accountant. He proved himself highly valuable and quickly rose in the ranks of large corporations like Del Webb. But very soon, he would see opportunities outside of these companies.
I had friends that were in multi-level marketing companies, and I said to myself, you know, that's great, but there's a better way to do it.
Using his background in business, Rex designed a stronger and more sustainable marketing plan that would serve as the foundation of Forever Living.
After I got the marketing plan finished, I decided, well, I've got to have a great product. It's got to be something that helps people have better health. And so I was looking at everything possible and ran into 3 doctors in Dallas, Texas that had spent 25 years of their lives developing the stabilization process for aloe vera. Well, most everybody, when they first told them what we were going to sell, they said, you're crazy. You know, nobody's going to buy aloe vera juice or aloe vera gel. And so they thought I was crazy when I just said, I'm going to retire from the company and I'm going to do aloe vera full-time, and it worked. And so that's how I started, and that was the first products. 3 aloe vera products was our very beginning.
Within just a few years, Forever Living expanded beyond the borders of the United States. Japan was one of the first countries it expanded to.
When Forever began in Japan, I was at a very young age still. I was probably 13, 14 then. But I remember the excitement around it. It was one of the first foreign countries that we were going to operate business in, and of course a tremendous opportunity. It's a huge country to go into and do business. And then I can remember, you know, from that point on, all the trips that Rex made there. You know, he went there a lot. In fact, I would have to say there's probably not another country that Rex has been to as much as he's been to Japan.
And I kept thinking, why is Rex putting all of this time and all of this money into something that never seems to make any progress? But he had a vision that the Japan market was ideal for the products and the way that he does business.
Japan was just the beginning. Over the years, Forever Living has seen phenomenal growth throughout the entire world.
Nobody, I don't think, even Rex, realized or perhaps even thought that it would grow to the extent that it has throughout the world. 155 countries, $2.75 billion.
When you think really, 35 years is a very short time frame to be in over 150 countries and to get products out there. The whole system that's been set up, you know, getting products out there, supplying it for the people all over the world, just is quite an amazing feat.
You know how Forever expanded? It's because we were in a country and somebody joined the company there, got so excited about it, they wanted to share it with their family back home where they came from.
That just keeps happening over and over. We open up another little country in Siberia or wherever, and you think, well, that's going to be a long time before this thing gets going. But it surprises you.
People in the office always dreaded when he came back from some foreign rally, because the first thing he said is, I met some people from another country and they're wanting to have the company in their country. I want to set up a company in that country for those people. They need this opportunity.
That's really how Forever expanded, is by the excitement and passion and belief of the distributors. Even still now, with the 150 countries, you'd think there's not very many countries left, but it seems maybe weekly or monthly we get a request of, what about country X?
We're seeing great growth. Overall this year again, the company has grown in an economy right now where people are being laid off. We've not had to lay off any people. In fact, we've hired additional people, especially in our .com and computer department, so that we can meet the challenges of the future. We're coming up with a lot of new software programs that we are trying to automate as much as possible so that we can be ready for the next growth. That is definitely going to come, we have no doubt. I have no doubt about that.
Forever Living has been shaped in large part by the character of its founder. His unique approach to life and business has made a huge impact.
Rex is a fun person, and he likes to have fun just probably more than anybody I know. And so he works hard, but he has a lot of fun also.
Life was just always exciting when you were around Rex. But I guess the thing that probably attracted me most to him was just his interest in people.
He says all the time that he likes to sit in an airplane on the aisle seat so he can talk to people on both sides of them, and that is true.
The thing about Rex is he's just really a fair person. He's fair, he loves the people that work for him. You dedicate, you know, your time, your life to the company, and it's so easy to do because he sets such a great example at the top.
He's also marvelous at recognizing people who achieve. And he recognizes those who do a good job and work hard,
One thing that I love about Rex is once he's committed to a cause, once he's committed to a country, once he's committed to a distributor, he does not back off. He really does not. He puts his heart and soul into making sure that those countries succeed, because his main goal is to make sure that the distributors are treated right. Aloe vera is where Forever Living started, but really Forever Living started with Rex. Rex is the backbone of the company.
Rex Mohn is the most amazing guy. You know, he's the hero in my book.
Вы знаете, об этом человеке невозможно просто так говорить. Когда мы вспоминаем Рекса Mohна у себя в Казахстане, у нас всегда появляются слезы на глазах от любви к этому человеку.
He came up with this fantastic idea that more than 9 million people benefit from all over the world today.
Rex ist der Spirit dieser Firma und er bringt seine Liebe zu allen Distributoren rüber und er ist ein großes Vorbild für uns.
Wenn es mehr Menschen auf dieser Welt gäbe wie Rex Mohn, dann hätten wir eine bessere Welt. Und Rex ist Rex. Und Rex ist immer mitten unter seinen Distributoren. Man spürt seine Liebe, man spürt, dass er die Menschen liebt. Und
not only has he created this enormous thing, this force for good in the world, but he's also one of the most humble people I've ever met.
Et Rex Mohn nous donne la vision. Hier encore, j'ai entendu de sa bouche quelque chose de très important. Il a dit, si vous avez la chance, en tant que leader, d'être dans ce business forever, vous avez aussi la responsabilité de gagner beaucoup d'argent pour vous permettre d'aider et d'améliorer la vie de beaucoup d'autres personnes autour de vous.
I just see a man who wants to bring joy and happiness to the world through a very well thought out program.
He's a giant amongst men. Privileged to know him and to work with him.
Of course, what's important is the company's growth and how it translates into real benefits in the lives of its people. It's their contributions to Forever Living that make it something extraordinary.
To affect as many lives as we have in this company over those years and see the change is probably one of the greatest feelings you can have.
The people that I've been able to meet, the places that I've been able to travel, the excitement of seeing a business grow from 4 employees to literally millions of distributors throughout the world is a tremendous sense of accomplishment. And it hasn't all been done by one person. Under the direction and leadership of Rex Mohn, many people have contributed to the growth. And I feel fortunate in having had the opportunity of contributing my portion.
The story of Forever Living lies not just in its past, but also in its future. And Forever has a bright future ahead.
We know that the future is bright. We don't have to go and beat the sidewalks, beat the drums about Forever. Forever's word and Forever's product and Forever's credibility and the quality gets to the people before we ever get there.
It's very exciting to look at that and to see the potential that we have to grow in the future. And that's really what we're working on right now. You know, we spent maybe the first 30 years working on expanding around the world and having a presence there. For me, the next 30 years is tapping into the potential in each of those markets.
The history of Forever Living products has been shaped by visionary leaders, extraordinary products, challenges met and overcome, and phenomenal growth. But most of all, it is a story of dedicated and hard-working people. And it is a story with many chapters still to be written.
You know, I can go back to when we were sitting at that table talking about the name of the company and talking about the future of this company. And it truly is what its name is. It's forever. It will continue to go on through generations of time and give people the benefits and the lifestyle that they're looking for.
It all started with aloe and our marketing plan. And we started very small. We started with a few people and helped them, and we have been growing ever since, and we've increased our products to approximately 150 that we have now. They all help people have better health, and that our goal was to help people get what they wanted in life.